Welcome to the next session of Strength of Materials. In this session, I am going to discuss the fifth numerical on Macaulay's method. This numerical is different from the previous four numericals because in this question, I am going to have a UDL. So, I will basically show you how to solve a beam for its deflection calculation and slope calculation when there is a UDL on the beam. Let's read. A horizontal beam is loaded and supported as shown in the figure. Determine. The first thing is to find the slope at A, which means I need to find dy by dx at A. Next, I need to calculate the deflection and slope at point B, which means yc, and dy by dx at B. And last is slope at D, so I need to find dy by dx at point D. Now, when you look at the diagram, there is a particular rule for solving for UDL, that is, you will have to have the UDL on any one end of the beam. The reason is, whenever you draw the support, you always draw it on any one end of the beam. So either it could be on DE portion or on AB portion. In that case, accordingly, you will also have to extend your UVL to that end of the beam where you are going to draw the support. So suppose if I am going to draw the support at this point DE, I will extend the UDL on the beam up to this portion DE. Now I'll just show you what I mean by that. I'm going to draw the beam again. Here there is a load of 10 kilonewton. At A there will be a reaction VA. At D there will be a reaction VD. So this is my point D. Here I have my point C, and at point B there is a load of 20 kilonewton, and here there is a moment of clockwise direction of 15 kilonewton meter. Now I have a UDL from C to D already of 14 kilonewton per meter. So this is that UDL which I already have. Now since I want to draw the section here, I will be extending my UDL up to this portion DE of the same magnitude. I can't change the magnitude, so this value of UDL will be 14 kilonewton per meter. Now if you observe, if I draw a UDL here, I cannot directly add a UDL on the beam. I can add a UDL and I can subtract a UDL so that the resultant value of UDL added and subtracted is 0, such that I don't make any change on the beam. I am solving a question. I am not entitled to change the question on my will. So what I can do is I am going to add a UDL from below as well, which will be of 14 kilonewton per meter. So this is how the change is supposed to be made on the beam. So on this end, now I can draw my section. So I'll just show you my section over here, which is XX. The distance of this XX from the end A will be X. The distance of B from this section or the support XX will be, the distance is 3 here, so it will be X minus 3. Now the distance of point C will be 3 plus 2, 5, so X minus 5. And last is this distance D to the section, so this distance will be 4 plus 3, 7, plus 2, 9, so X minus 9 is this distance. So this is how the support diagram is supposed to be drawn. Now I can just draw an FBD for this diagram, something like this. FBD will only be used to calculate the support reactions. I am not going to use this diagram for calculating the support reactions. This is my point D. Since there is a UDL between C to D, I will solve as 56 kilonewton, and at point B there will be 20 kilonewton and 15 kilonewton meter. This is my point E. Here I have 10 kilonewton. The distance here is 3 meter, 2 meter. This will be at half, so 2 meter each. And finally this distance will be 3 meter. So this FBD will be used for calculating VA and VD. So I'll start with that. Using this FBD, and also the condition of equilibrium, I'm going to write summation of force in y direction is equal to 0. Any force going upward will be considered positive. I have VA going upward, I have 20 going downward, minus 56 which is downward, and I have minus 10 downward, and plus VD is equal to 0. So I can write down VA plus VD is equal to 86. This is my first equation. Next I can write down summation of moment about A is equal to 0, and clockwise moment will be considered positive. So from the end A I am going to view, and all the forces have to turn either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So I'll have first one 20 into 3 clockwise plus 15, this is turning clockwise towards A. Next I have plus 56 into 7, then I'll have plus 10 into 12, which is this one, and this VD will be minus VD into 9 because it is going anti-clockwise towards A is equal to 0. When I solve this equation, I get the value of VD as 65.22 kilonewton. When I substitute this VD in equation 1, I get the value of VA as 20.78 kilonewton. So these are the two values that I have obtained. I am going to mark these values on this diagram. So VA is 20.78 kilonewton and VD over here is 65.22 kilonewton. Next I am going to write down the moment curvature relation, which is mx is equal to EI d square y by dx square. Now this equation EI d square y by dx square will be, I'll see the diagram, I'm going to turn all the forces towards the section. So I'll start with VA turning clockwise. So it will be 20.78 into x. The domain will be from 0 to 3. Next I have 20 turning anti-clockwise, so minus 20 into x minus 3, and I'll have this 15 turning clockwise, so this will be plus 15 into x minus 3 raised to 0. Now if you recollect, I have already discussed this in the second lecture of deflection of beams, where I have explained you regarding Macaulay's method. When you have the moment term, you're supposed to multiply with the distance at which it is from the section, but if you multiply with the distance, you're going to change the unit. So to not change the unit, I'm just going to raise it to the power 0, so that from the next equation of slope and deflection, this term will then start gaining momentum. So this is between 3 to 5. Next I have UDL. This is something different. Now look very carefully. The value of intensity of load is 14 kilonewton per meter. So the distance from the section of 14 kilonewton per meter is x minus 5, and if I have to multiply these two to get the value of load, it will be 14 into x minus 5. Now when I place it over here, it will be at half of x minus 5. So the distance will be x minus 5 by 2. And when I place it over here, this will turn anti-clockwise towards the section. So I'll just add a negative sign. Now the domain of this is from 5 to 9. Now from 9 to 12, again there is a UDL. But I am not going to write this equation again. It is not required, because if you look carefully, though I have written the domain from 5 to 9, if I substitute the values above 9 up to 12, this equation doesn't become 0 or negative, which means I can still substitute the domain of 9 to 12, which is the value 10, 11, 11.5 up to 12. So the UDL of this much portion is already covered over here. Now I'll go to the bottom portion. I can see this VD over here. It turns clockwise towards the section. So the value is 65. So it will be plus 65.22. And this much distance is x minus 9. So I'll write x minus 9. The next thing is the UDL between this portion. Again you can see this is 14. The distance is x minus 9. So I'll have 14 into x minus 9. This term will make it into a load, which means these two multiplied together will become in kilonewton, and the distance will be half of this distance, where I am going to place the point load. So x minus 9 by 2. Now for these two, the domain will be from 9 to 12. So this is how the equation is supposed to be written for moment equation. Next, I am going to integrate this and I am going to find out the slope and the deflection equation. So I'll write down integrating twice. So the first term will be ei dy by dx is equal to, I'll first write the constant of integration c1 plus this term will become 20.78 x square by 2 from 0 to 3. Next term will be minus 20 into x minus 3 square by 2. Next term will be 15 into x minus 3. You can see here this term has gained momentum from 3 to 5. Next I'll have minus 14. Now if you look carefully, this is x minus 5 into x minus 5. So this actually becomes x minus 5 square. So when I integrate a term of x square, it becomes x cube by 6. So here I'll directly write x minus 5 cube upon 6 from 5 to 9. Next term is plus 65.22 into x minus 9 square by 2. And the last term, okay, I didn't write the plus or minus sign. If you look carefully, this 14 will turn actually clockwise from down towards the section. So here this should be plus. So this will be plus 14 into x minus 9 cube by 6 from 9 to 12. This is my equation 2, which is my slope equation. When I integrate this, I'll get eiy is equal to c2 plus c1x plus 20.78 x cube upon 6 from 0 to 3 minus 20 into x minus 3 cube upon 6 plus 15 into x minus 3 square by 2 from 3 to 5, and I have minus 14 into x minus 5, this is raised to 3, so this will become raised to 4 upon 4, so 6 into 4, 24, so this becomes 5 to 9 plus 65.22 into x minus 9 cube by 6 plus 14 x minus 9 raised to 4 by 24 from 9 to 12. This is my equation 3. So this is moment equation, slope equation and deflection equation. Now I am going to apply the boundary conditions to find the value of C1 and C2. If you look at the diagram, this is different from the previous 4 numericals. Here we don't have both the end points as boundary condition. Instead at A I have x equal to 0, y will be 0, and at D point where my x value is 9 meter, my y will also be 0 because no deflection in the y direction will be allowed at the roller end. So I'll start with the first one. I am applying boundary conditions. At x equal to 0, y is equal to 0. Now when I say x is 0, y is 0, I am talking about point A. So I am going to write only till here. Left hand side will be 0 is equal to C2 plus C1 into 0 plus 20.78 into 0. So therefore my value of C2 will directly become 0. Next, when I write the equation of x is equal to 9 meter, as you can see D is at 9 meter. So when I say it is 9 meter, I will have to write up to the domain, higher domain should be 9. So I'll write up to this point for the equation. So I'll write out the second equation. At x is equal to 9 meter, y is equal to 0. So here therefore 0 is equal to, C2 is already 0, C1 into 9 plus 20.78 into 9 cube upon 6 minus 20 into 6 cube upon 6 plus 15 into 6 squared by 2, and last term will be minus 14 into 4 raised to 4 by 24. When I solve this, I get the value of C1 as minus 213.93. Now I am going to substitute the value of C1 and C2 in equation 2 and 3, rewrite and write down equation 4 and 5, which will be slope and deflection equation respectively. So here you can see I have rewritten the equations 2 and 3 as 4 and 5. 4 becomes my slope equation and 5 is my deflection equation. I have substituted value of C1, C2 is 0. After this, I have to calculate the slope and deflection at various points. So I will start with the first question. I am supposed to calculate the slope at A, slope at B, the deflection at B, and the slope at D. So I'll just calculate the slope values first. So when I calculate at point A, the value of x will be 0. So when I have to calculate slope, I will have therefore EI dy by dx at A is equal to minus 213.93 plus 20.78 into 0. So I have to only write up to this point because A is 0. So therefore my value of dy by dx at A will be minus 213.93 upon EI radian. This term will become 0. So this is the only term left. EI value is not given to me. Next, I'll calculate the slope at point B. So at point B, the value of x is 3 meter. So when I substitute here, I'll get therefore EI dy by dx at B minus 213.93 plus 20.78 into the value of x is 3, so it will be 3 square by 2. I only have to use this much portion of equation. As you can see, higher limit is 3, so this is the only term I have to take. So I get the value of dy by dx at B as minus 120.42 upon EI radian. Next, I am told to calculate the deflection at point B. So I'll just do that quickly. At B, I know the value of x is 3 meter. So when I look at this equation, I will only have to write up to this point. So I'll write down EI y of B is equal to minus 213.93 into 3 plus 20.78 into 3 cube by 6. When I solve this, I get the value of YB as minus 548.28 upon EI meter. And last, I am supposed to calculate the slope at point D. So for point D, the value of x is 9. So up to this portion, I have to write down the equation. So at point D, x is 9 meter. So I'll have therefore EI dy by dx at D will be minus 213.93 plus 20.78 into 9 square by 2 minus 20 into 6 square by 2 plus 15 into 6 minus 14 into 4 cube by 6. I'll get the value of dy by dx at D as 208.33 upon EI in radian. So this is how the numerical is supposed to be solved. I hope you have understood the numerical. If you have any doubts or if you want me to solve any numerical, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for latest updates of my videos. See you in the next session. Thank you.